guys, Alex back for another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the new Godzilla figure. Now, first off, let's start off with confirmation and pictures. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to make this two separate videos, where one video I talk about the photos, and then the other video I show the pictures. But if I do combine them, then this is me basically talking about the photos that you have just seen. It depends on what I do, so I might do something different, or I don't know. Okay, so let's start off. There's like a lot of pictures that have been shown. So first off, Kuryu and Godzilla 2014 are definitely in this game. The new photos that have been released show Godzilla 2014 fighting Godzilla 1990s. Another thing that's actually been confirmed just a few days ago is that the game is going to have maser tanks. Yes, maser tanks. It's been a long time since I've ever seen a maser tank. Like 10 years or something. Well, not actually 10 years. I'll give it, go say 7 years ago, they had maser tanks and freezer tanks in Godzilla Unleashed. What I know is weird about Godzilla Unleashed is how the freezer tanks look like the maser tanks, and the maser tanks look like the freezer tanks. Like, post a comment down there below if you've kind of noticed that. It's kind of a bit awkward. But anyway, getting back on the topic. So yeah, we haven't seen, or at least I haven't seen this freezer tank or something like that since 2007. Well, not that I ever got the game in 2007, but people who got the game of the year have not seen anything like that since 2007. Or, yeah. So, basically, we're getting maser tanks in this game. So, that's actually pretty cool because it brings everybody to feel nostalgia. They no longer really use the maser tanks. In the Millennium movie, they hardly ever use maser tanks. Godzilla 2000, no maser tanks. Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, there's hardly even, I don't think there's even any tanks or maser tanks or anything in that movie. Just jets and the Griffin, and that's it. Godzilla GMK, no, there was no maser tanks. Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, yes, there were maser tanks. Godzilla Tokyo SS, yeah, there were maser tanks. So yeah, maser tanks only made an appearance for just 2 movies. And then last but not least, Godzilla Final Wars, which did have a damaged maser tank in the beginning, if you even consider that as a maser tank because it's destroyed, but no maser tanks basically. So yeah, we're getting maser tanks again. Thank you. A lot of people were complaining in the Godzilla 2014 movie that there were no maser tanks. Like, oh, there's no maser tanks, guys. I always wanted to see it. I quote from Living Corpse, or I think it was someone who said that, oh, you know what? I wish it was like someone who said that they had a new weapon, or it was like a maser tank or something, and they used it against Godzilla 2014. So, yeah, here we have maser tanks in the game. So now you'll actually get that to come true. With Godzilla 2014 walking through in the game, if you can even play as him, and you can have maser tanks firing at him. It's a dream come true! So, okay, so maser tanks are confirmed. I can't believe I just went on for a few minutes confirming maser tanks. Man. Okay, so the second thing that is confirmed that I've noticed from the pictures is Godzilla 2014. So yes, Godzilla 2014 has definitely been confirmed. We all know that. But here are some better pictures of Godzilla 2014 in the game. And I'd say he looks glorious. Godzilla 2014 in all of his mighty glory. And Godzilla 1990s is fighting him. Now, it's going to be Battle of the King of the Monsters versus the God. They call Godzilla 2014 God. I feel like America always tries to top every other country when it comes to making movies, especially when there's something similar. They call Godzilla the King of the Monsters, and that's it. So they said, okay, America's gonna make a Godzilla movie, so we're gonna say something that's gonna beat Japan, that Japan can't overtop. And what can you not overtop? You can top a king, but you cannot top a god. So yeah, they call Godzilla 2014 a god, because I guess that would explain why Godzilla isn't his name, which I actually think is pretty cool nowadays, because I've always wanted to call him Godzilla, God of Monsters. I just have never done that. I mean, when I was a little kid and I actually got into Godzilla, and I saw Godzilla King of the Monsters for the first time, I said, I've always wanted to call him Godzilla God of the Monsters, because that actually sounds cooler, being God of the Monsters. And now since 2014, like, something years later, since 2006 came around, like, 8 years later, they finally call Godzilla a god. So now I can say, now Godzilla is the God of the Monsters. Kneel before Godzilla. So yeah, I got that from General Zod, if you can tell the reference. Okay, so, man, I just went on just for another few minutes just about Godzilla 2014. So yeah, Godzilla 2014 is in this game, and he looks epic. I mean, just the pictures of him look beautiful. Beautiful animations. So, yeah, we're off with Amazing Tanks and Godzilla 2014 down. I might want to mention a few things later as I get into the video, but that's just it for now. Second thing I want to mention is that Kuryu is definitely in this game. Sure, we saw him on the back cover, and we weren't sure if he was really confirmed, but we actually gonna have Kuryu. He's gonna, from pictures that I have seen actually. Why am I always including we into this whenever I make a statement? It's terrible. So then, according to what I have seen, Kuryu's gonna have like a similar design, but he's also gonna have like the rocket booster pack that he shoots his missiles out of. So yeah, one picture showed Kuryu launching missiles at Godzilla in the 1990s. I noticed this game is really Heisei based for some reason. But I'll be getting to that more later. Like, why is Godzilla 1990s fighting Kuryu? Not that I have a problem with that, but doesn't the Heisei series have its own Mecha Godzilla 2? I mean, there were so many mechas, it was just ridiculous. Not really ridiculous, but it was more mechas than the, whatchamacallit. There was more mechas than the Millennium and Showa series, possibly even combined. Let me just think. In the Showa series, we had Mecha Godzilla, we had Mogira, that's really all we had. Most of the other monsters were organic or cyborgs. So that's it. Just two mechas. Mogira from the Mysterians, if you even consider that. That was actually a good point that I brought up, the Mysterians. And Mogira from the Mysterians and Mecha Godzilla 1. Now, for the Millennium series, you have Kuryu. I'm not sure if I'm going to order the Kuryu. And I think that's just actually it for all the mechas we actually have. So it's like 3 mechas. That's, the Heisei series has more mechas than the Heisei and the Showa series combined, I think. They have, Mecha King Ghidorah, Mecha Godzilla 2, and Mogira. So I guess that's actually evolving with mine. But if you count the Godzilla Island series, they even have Jaguar. So, ha! Oh yeah, I forgot, Jaguar is actually a mecha. I forgot to include it for Godzilla versus, Godzilla versus Megalon. So the Showa and the Heisei series are actually tied, while the Millennium series does not have anything. So anyway, so the battle pack on Curry, I'm not sure if I already mentioned this, but it's going to be a silverish color. It's no longer going to be blue. See there, if you forgot what the battle pack was, that's what I call, or the backpack as I like to call it, because it wears on its back, and he can take it off like a backpack. I call it Curry's backpack, because this actually sounds pretty cool, in my opinion. So, it's like blue in the movie, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, but now they're changing it to silver. Now, what is my reaction to that? Not really much. I mean, I have no problem with it. I hope people just don't go all crazy about it. It's like, hey, that backpack is supposed to be blue. Like, Curry's all like, oops, well, I just changed my backpack because silver's the new color, yo. It's like, ah! So yeah, I just hope people don't go crazy over that. I mean, I know that I didn't go crazy. I mean, silver actually does look pretty cool. I mean, in the game, silver on Kuryu just looks so beautiful. Like, Kuryu, when they showed, like, his full body, it just looks gorgeous. It looks amazing because Kuryu is actually my favorite mecha in the entire Godzilla series. I mean, Kuryu was epic in my opinion. Yeah, Kuryu is actually my favorite, and Godzilla against Mechagodzilla is actually one of my favorite movies, actually. If you watch my top 10 Godzilla movies, or if you even listen to the soundtracks that I use to some of my movies, you notice that it's Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, because it's one of my favorite movies. I mean, the soundtrack is so awesome, the characters are good, just as always, and the battles are titanic between Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. I mean, it's like a one-on-one. What I find so cool is how sometimes the Godzilla movies are one-on-one, and sometimes they can get really personal. Like, just look at all the moments where Godzilla has had a one-on-one fight, and they've gotten personal. Like, for example, I gotta think of something. Like in Godzilla vs. Gabara. Gabara was always bullying Manila, and Godzilla got tired of this, so he stepped in because Gabara was messing with his son. Or look at Godzilla Destroyer versus Destroyer. Destroyer had killed his son, and now Godzilla is feeling emotional, realized he had to get vengeance. Or I'm not gonna, I'm really out of order now. But look at Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. Space Godzilla had captured little Godzilla, so it was up to Godzilla to rescue him from the evil Space Godzilla by killing him so he would be, released from his crystal powers. Or look at Godzilla against Mechagodzilla's battle. I mean, I know there's more examples, but in Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, Godzilla's really fighting his DNA clone. I mean, another version of himself, because it's the 1954 one, so it's another member of his species. Because you see, these Godzilla battles can be really emotional at times. That's why people say, "Oh, Kiryu is so emo," which I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like short for emotional, but whatever. I just like to say emotional because, of course, Kiryu's gonna be so emotional. It's basically a living being inside of metallic armor. Technically, because Godzilla the bones are dead, but I guess I don't know. It's like spirits. It's GMK all over again. Spirit takes over a mechanical body. On GMK, spirits take over Godzilla's corpse. Either way, it's still Godzilla 1954 who is revived. See what I did there? And what's funny is that they're, one movie is just after the other one. So they kind of repeat the same formula this time. Whatever. So yes, Kiryu is in this game. He's going to be shooting missiles. Yeah, because one picture showed like a bunch of missiles swarming Godzilla 90s and see what's close up to him. So that's going to be awesome. Godzilla 90 is going to be fighting Kiryu. Now, that's actually a pretty cool battle in my opinion, but it just seems a bit, I don't know, iffy. But then again, Mechagodzilla 2, in my opinion, just my opinion, no one has to agree with me, did have a very weird looking design that I just don't really like. While Kiryu has the Godzilla design to him. So when he ever fights a Godzilla incarnation, like possibly any Godzilla incarnation, almost any, he actually looks pretty cool. And the Heisei Kiryu actually does look pretty cool fighting Heisei Godzilla. And then there's more confirmed. Jets and tanks are confirmed. Yes, jets and tanks are confirmed. The classic military attack on Godzilla. Some of the scenes really look like they were just straight off the bat. Like you saw from like a from a perspective where the tanks were like in front of Godzilla trying to fire at him. I mean, that's just classic. That's like from the 54 series and stuff like that, or the 90s series. I mean, the nostalgia. Then you have like jets swarming Godzilla, flying all over the place. And then you have like laser cannons shooting Godzilla. So yes, guys, the military is confirmed. I'll say, well, what kind of Godzilla game cannot have the military? So yay, we have the military. A pretty much minor thing. But everything, in my opinion, has to be in sync. If you have one thing, then it's not going to look like a Godzilla game. Wait, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I gotta say, this is my opinion. I don't want to become like that guy who says that, oh, if we don't have this, then the game is terrible for all of us. It's just going to be terrible for me. No, that's just an example. It's not going to be terrible if we don't have the military. Actually, pretty fun if we don't have the military. They're just an obstacle that stands in your way. But it's cool how in some of the games, the military actually does do heavy damage. Or actually temporarily stuns you sometimes. So anyway, so yes, the military is confirmed. There's also another thing why I said that this game is very Heisei-ish, or the 90s. Gives you that feel of the 90s and late 80s. Is because of the Super X is in this game. Yes! The Super X1 is in this game, and he's gonna be fighting Godzilla 90s. Let me just think. Wait, that's Kiryu's thing. Never mind. So yeah, the Super X is in this game, and if you're wondering what theme I'm trying to hum, it was the sound out was the Godzilla 1984 theme. I forgot which one it was called, Godzilla Attacks or Godzilla Emerges, or I don't know. You gotta find out. Or I'll send you a link to the soundtrack. Yeah, I might, if I remember, I'll have a link in the soundtrack playlist. I'll have a link in the description. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so, yeah. So Super X is in this game, and he's gonna be fighting Godzilla 1990s. Um, not that I have a problem with it, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna say about that. Well, I guess that's pretty cool that the Super X is fighting Godzilla 1990s. But what about Godzilla 1985 or 84, I might say? If you look at 84 and 90s, you can tell that they both definitely look super different, and even their size is different. I mean, not that I have a problem with Godzilla 90 fighting the Super X, but I feel like nobody remembers 1984. If you remember the Super X, why can't you bring the 84 design? We've never seen 84 in a game before. See what I did there? We've never seen 84 in a game before. We want to really hear his roar. Come on, we just want more. Can't they just install it? Then it will be a morning win. See what I did there? I made a rhyme and I did not even realize it. But please, why can't we have Godzilla 1984 in the game? I mean, he's so awful. He's like, apparently it was roar back then. I don't know how to do it that well. But you know, Godzilla 1984 is terrifying. The music is terrifying. His design is terrifying. Even his close-up shots are pretty much terrifying. But when you have a Super X1, it shows that Toho or Bandai Namco or just anybody else in particular even remembers the 1984 movie. But then, you just take all those memories away by not having the 84 Godzilla. Yeah, but then again, I'm okay with it. I mean, Godzilla 1990s is actually looks pretty better. I mean, I can't imagine the 84 design getting any farther than the 84 movie. I mean, now if we saw fighting King Ghidorah or Space Godzilla, then I'll be like, oh, so this is how an alternate universe would feel like. So yeah, I guess 1990s is pretty good. The Super X2 is also confirmed. One picture does actually show Godzilla breathing his atomic breath on the Super X2. So it could be possible that we are going to have the reflective mirror hazard when we're playing this game, I guess. And, oh yeah, we're going to have the Super X3. And the picture that shows the Super X3 shows Godzilla and Kiryu, Godzilla 90s and Kiryu fighting with the Super X3 flying towards the screen. So yeah, awesome! I love the Super X3 and the Super X2. In my opinion, the Super X1, I don't know, it was just laughable for me. I mean, it just looks so funny. I mean, here it is playing, it's like, dun 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 dun, dun 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 dun, dun 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 dun. It just looks so funny how it flew. I mean, when I try to describe the Super X1 to somebody who has not seen Godzilla 1984, it's pretty hard to describe it to them because I don't know what I'm looking at there. It was still probably a weapon that came super, see what I did there, super close to killing Godzilla. So I will give it the credit for that. But just the design looked pretty funny. Okay, so those things are confirmed. Godzilla 2014, Kiryu, even though we know the two were confirmed, but this time they're really, really, really confirmed. For sure. 100% sure, hopefully. I'll just say a 90% sure, because anything can be changed from now on. We have the Super X1 and the Super X2 and 3. We're going to have the military. We're going to have major tanks, which is actually a part of the military, but I just thought I'll include that. And yes, oh my goodness, this is going to be so awesome. As I quote from Godzilla 93, this looks like a remake of Godzilla Generations. Or wait, he said Godzilla Generations. Yeah. Wait, oh yeah, I was thinking about Maximum Impact. I don't know why. Yeah. I forgot how Godzilla Generations go. I mean, I've only seen like the Generations Let's Play like one time last year. Even then I got kind of like, I don't know. I just didn't really like pay attention to it much. But then when it came to Godzilla Generations, I was completely paying attention. I actually watched it twice, I believe. Because it was such a cool game to look at. So yeah. But yeah, so it looks like it's gonna be one of those games where you can walk around. And by the sound of Godzilla 93, I'm scared because that means it might not be multiplayer, which means I can't play with anybody. Or yeah, but then again, I don't really care. As long as I have a Godzilla game where I can actually see Godzilla again. I mean, I don't know, I have a thing with seeing Godzilla again and making it like my number one thing in the world for some reason. Okay, so that's all that I really have to say is confirmed. Just a little update on whatever. Man, this video has been extremely long. But you know what? Just for the fun of it, let's talk about the new Godzilla movie that's coming out. I really want to do this in a hangout, but sometimes we really got off topic at times. So let's start off. Okay, so King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra are confirmed. Dun dun! Dun dun! Dun dun! Dun! Dun 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 dun! I don't think I actually did the Superman theme there. But yes, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra are confirmed for the new Godzilla movie. I sense some allies. Now, according to some people that I know, like say for example, like I believe it was Mephikichi or Godzilla fan, or I don't know, just some people in general, I don't know. They said they wanted all the monsters to be against each other. Or I think it was also Jacob. I don't know, Space Wing is it called. Okay, everybody for themselves. I'm not really sure how you could do a good no, wait. I'm not really sure how a origin story. I don't want to say good. Becoming like that guy who tries to disfigure everyone. But I really want everybody to team up. Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan team up. This is what I desire. Nobody else has to agree with me. Everyone in the world could say that everyone for themselves, but I'll probably still be the guy who says like, oh no. I want everybody to be our allies, except for King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah by himself. Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, friends forever. So yeah. I really want to see some major Titanic action. I mean, after seeing that in 2014, it seems like they can make multi-battle Titanic. Like, what I really loved about Godzilla 2014 compared to the other Godzilla movies at the time, like, the only ones they really did this for a short period of time were 1954, and you know, they sometimes did this in the Toho movies, but I don't know, just the animations were cool in the 2014 movie. Like, when you saw a giant monster walking through the city, or like, you know, a giant monster appearing, it felt like a giant monster was appearing, which was so awesome. You have like a foot come down, it was like, boom. And then you have like an arm come up. I mean, it really felt like these kaiju were massive. That's what I loved about Godzilla 2014. It felt like there was a giant presence in the area. Okay, so I hope they did that with King Ghidorah and Mothra Rodan. But since most of those are flying monsters, we'll just have like the jet perspective. I want to see jets, which they say is in the teaser trailer. So that's awesome. So I want to see like jets. You have like an army of jets coming out, like I don't know. Like you'll see like Rodan just flying the sky, and then you see like Rodan looking behind him. He's like whole army of jets like swarming like. You see like machine gun bullets fired, and you saw missiles. Rodan's trying to evade all the missiles. He's taking out jets in the process while they're still flying. Then you have like even a swarm of them flying. The King Ghidorah pops in and starts shooting his gravity beams all over the place. And then you see like explosions. You see like jets swarming King Ghidorah and Rodan. I mean, I want a war to go on. I want a kaiju war to be going on. And Rodan gets shot out of the sky. Then you see Godzilla come in. You see like tanks and machine guns fighting like, open fire! They said when, no wait, let me try to say it. Open fire! They're like, and explosions. Godzilla's like, he's getting hit all over the place with missiles. Godzilla's like stomping his foot. He's shooting the atomic breath at King Ghidorah. Mothra comes in. Everybody's all like, oh no, we got like 4 kaiju on the loose. And then Gypsy Danger comes in and tries to. Just kidding. That was so funny. I was like, Gypsy Danger comes in and tries to. Just kidding. Yeah, but that would be funny if Gypsy Danger was actually in that movie. That would be so epic. But yeah, you know what? That would be actually pretty cool if they did a Godzilla, Pacific Rim, and King Kong crossover. It would be actually kind of a bit crazy. But then again, that would actually be pretty cool for separate movies, in my opinion. Like, that would actually be pretty cool for separate movies because then it creates more marketing, it causes more hype, and you could actually, I think, sell more products for this. Or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I want jets to be falling out of the sky again. But this time for like, I don't know, for like a few seconds. I don't know. Just like in Godzilla 2014. I don't know, just stuff. Then I want Godzilla and Mothra. You see Rodan get crashed out of the sky. He crashes down on the ground. Godzilla looks down on his like Rodan's injured, and then King Ghidorah comes down. He's all like doing his mighty roar, and Godzilla shoots his atomic breath, and boom, a giant fight starts, and just everything. Okay, so my battery's about to die, so I'll probably talk about this later on. So, bye guys.